Hello and welcome back, singers, to another video. I'm here with BigBeat, and today he wants to explain what's going on with this V-shaped rally. So we decided we were going to make an impromptu video and let you know what BigBeat's thoughts are. So BigBeat, without further ado, take it away.
Yeah, Ryan, we've had pretty serious days in the last few days. Look, we've had pretty much a V-shaped rally and a V-shaped down, so that's not always the most fun, but every bull market needs a pullback, right? But this one was rough. It was rough in a lot of ways, and not to say I told you so, but we did get my 20% pullback, 22.5% to be exact. And I want to show exactly why I was thinking this, why I was thinking these levels, and why we actually saw it. Now, remember, I always say, Ryan, that news always trumps charts and technical trading.
Right.
But in this situation, in the fear of missing out on both sides of this trade, people had forgotten that numbers still do matter. And I want to show exactly what I mean. So, Ryan, if you help me out a little bit, pull up a chart of the SPY.
You got it, Steve. And not only will I pull up a chart, but we actually have a special treat for people out there. Here is the chart, and you'll notice that this looks very much like Benzinga Pro, but slightly different, and that's because this is a preview of what is coming to all zingers pretty soon. This is going to be the real-time chart that we keep talking about. We are not lying. It is going here. We are testing it. We are almost done, so I figured we would tease it here using Steve's example. So, Steve, take it away.
Why not, Ryan? I'm so excited about real-time charting, and I'm definitely excited about all the indicators that we're adding, and they stay on the chart, right?
That's right.
Okay. Ryan, if you do me a favor, can you pull up a 1 hour now? I know you have on the day chart here. Let's pull up a 1 hour. You'll notice that what we set up here. If you'll notice here, I have added you've added nicely the pivot points for me. You've added the MACD here. You've added a lot of things here, which are interesting to me. But in this situation, pivot points really matter. Now, this is a 1 hour chart, and you will notice from yesterday to today, if you'll scroll back just a wee bit, Ryan, give us the last 5 days, since we've had some rough 5 days of trading here. You will notice that these are what happened. So back there on the 24th, when they broke through those lines, back on the 26th, you'll see that they went through all the support lines, blew through all of it, was nasty. But how do we know what to get back to it? So Ryan, if you'll do me a favor, pull up a day chart and I'll show you exactly what has happened. All right, now you'll see that the resistance and the support lines have pretty much held, and they've held in a band all the way through. We've added the MACD, which is the red and the blue lines underneath. And Ryan, we wanted to look, and I wanted to look at the 50 and the 100 day. So Ryan, just show them the settings how to change that to 50 to 100. You've already got them on the MACD, but yep, you got it. Click on that little button there, and you can change the fast length and slow length to the 50 and 100 day, since you're on a day chart. Perfect. But Ryan, what we saw here was a death cross in a lot of ways. You'll see that piece right here. I think I'm going to write on your screen. You got it right there. That was when we knew that this was going to be a rough market. If you look below, you'll see Elder's Force, which I love. Elder's Force on the 50 showed a negative bias, and we also see it right below as well. So if you'll notice, not only did we see it on the charts, but we also saw it in the volume, and the volume picked up, right? Ryan's what I like to see. Not only do I want to make sure that I'm right, I also want to make sure that everybody else agrees with me. And if people else agree with me, then we're going to see some volume to that side. And not only did we see volume, Ryan, but what did we see? We saw the volume picking up. And so that's what I wanted to see, and we saw that. But last night, we know that there was some buying, and there was some good talk about stimulus packages. We saw that today, so it pushed up. But we really didn't know where it was going to go to. So, Ron, if you'll pull this chart way out just for the day, if you'll go back the other way, Ryan, we're in a day chart just showing us today. Perfect. Yep, and then it will spread that out just a wee bit for us. Yep. And you'll see exactly what I was looking at. In the morning, you'll see right there at the zero line where the SPY went up this morning, there was some buying going on, right? And then it dropped. It dropped heavily, and nobody knew what exactly and when to stop the buying. You'll remember this morning that the Dow actually went negative in the morning here. And when it went negative, people got nervous. And we saw what? Heavy volume going up throughout that morning. But the next bar showed an upturn, right at noon. And that bar at noon told me everything I wanted to know. The three things I want to look for is volatility. I wanted to look at the bond market. The 10-year was pushing higher at that time. And I've been watching Apple. Apple's been telling me everything that I wanted to know about the market. But the one thing I didn't know this morning was exactly where and how much would the market push up. But I did say the market Dow would push up 1,000 points or more. I know there were several calls out there that the market would go lower. I said no, and let me tell you exactly why. So if you'll notice right here that it went to the first support line, and Ryan will show them there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bars that held them on that support line all the way back on the S2 line. That's right. Yep, it's exactly right. And so when it didn't do that, it was going to push up. So the SPY pushed up, which pushed up the market. And the Dow and the S&P are roughly in sync right now. So I added the numbers together and got the 1,000 points. I think it pushed up 1,100 and something this afternoon. So Elder's Force was also pushing to the bias side to the north. It was going straight up. And that's what I was looking for. And when that happened, Ryan, it also was pushed up by the volume bars as well. So it wasn't just the only person buying. That was institutional buying because you saw it bigger buying than the rest of the day. And that's what really got me going. I'm like, this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. And as you know, Ryan, I bought yesterday. So I bought in the morning yesterday. And so this is one of the reasons why I wanted to know. Now, we have a problem, Ryan. Now, if you clear up all of the indicators, and this is my only concern for tomorrow, when I was asked earlier today what I thought about tomorrow, and now I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about tomorrow. If you pull up a day chart, or that'll work too, yep.
So just for clarity, Steve, we've got a 1 hour chart right now with no indicators on it. Which chart would you like for?
Yeah, just as clean as day, right here. You put me up a day chart, right? I don't need anything on it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm concerned about.
Here is the day.
Yeah, thank you. And the one thing that I didn't see happen, which I wanted to see, was that gap closing, right? If you look at yesterday at the bottom there, you got it. If you look at the very bottom of that, 290.24, I was really, as you know, I don't believe in hope, but I wanted to see it get to 290.24. If that's the case tomorrow, then yes, we'll go one up. If it's testing that tomorrow, then we're going to have some concerns. But what was very interesting was yesterday's low. If you saw yesterday's low, you'll see it right there in the chart. Look at today's low. Yesterday's low and today's low. Yesterday's low was 273.50, right? And the day before was 273.45. So it tried to test that low, and when it didn't get there and it didn't go, she pushed back up with what? Heavy volume to the upside. So that was beautiful to me. All right, Ryan, if you'll do me a favor, if you can pull up the 5 and the 10 on the MACD. So now we want to look at it a little closer since we're looking about tomorrow and not on a longer term trend now. Right, so now, yep, and then it would change that the 12 and 26 to the 5 and the 10. It's the 5 and 10 day, which I want to know a little bit whether or not she's going to turn to the north. And now if you look here, tried it back on the 4th. It crossed over. It tried it again on the 6th. It didn't give us a definitive signal. Why? Because the divergence line, the red one, didn't grow down far enough for me. And now she is. And now the blue line, which is the convergence, is turning to turn. So this is a very bullish sign if you're in the technical trading. And if we close that gap tomorrow, Ryan, I'm going to tell you, we can see some heavy buying. And if I were guessing, I'm going to guess back to the 300 handle here. If you'll look back 3 days, there you go, 299.80, Ryan. That's exactly what I see. And that could be a really, really, really nice day tomorrow if we continue that. Now, we'll also hear lots of news tomorrow. We're still expecting stimulus packages. So we are already hearing that news already, airlines and that things. So we want to see things that now. The biggest component of the S&P is Apple. So once again, got to follow Apple, right? If Apple pushes higher, then it should help push the rest of the market up.
So let's take a look at that Apple chart real quick here.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Now, Apple did close the gap, and it is trying to turn. And I would also say we need to look at the Russell 2000 too as well. So because the Russell is one of those that is smaller stocks, right? and we need to make sure that they close the gap too. So they haven't quite told me that yet. What does it mean in that situation? It means that the people that are buying flight to quality, not necessarily buying smaller cap stocks. So if they buy smaller cap stocks and they're buying the bigger cap stocks, that also means that there's going to be some bullishness on both sides. So that everybody just buys again if you're missing out once again. So right now, Ryan, I am calling for a higher day tomorrow. I just don't know exactly where. I will tell you at 9:30 in the morning.
All right. Sounds good, Steve. I really thanks a lot for bringing us through that. I love using all these different indicators. I love trying to come up with a plan ahead of time and then trying to watch a thesis play out, much like you always talk about theses all the time. So thanks very much for that. Really excited for real-time charts. Really, really happy we got an opportunity to demonstrate it here. So let's see what tomorrow brings. As you said, there's going to be a whole bunch of news flow, and we're just going to have to wait and play the market. So until tomorrow, Zingers, don't forget, happy trading.